Hey, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing another driving video. Just one more word on things. After I was freaking out over all this shit in my previous video, just turned back. I drove to Black Earth, Wisconsin, and came back. And I'm gonna go get some coffee and breakfast and shit. And, go shopping and shit. So, with a mask on because I'm required to, but they'll kick me out of the store, of course. It's my They Live mask, so they can be smart enough to figure it out or not. So I was going to make this video about election fraud. It's kind of a follow-up to my previous video. So my whole point was that video is that, well, first of all, I would not put anything past the Democrats and the DNC, especially after what they did to Bernie and the Green Party these last two election cycles. And basically what I mean, so it's like they'll implement they'll get the election, committee, or I don't even, these state governments to implement these these tight ass rules about, we changed the rule. This is just an example. I'm not sure if this is like exactly what they did, but this is just kind of something they would do. And I think that was similar to something they did. The candidates, they changed their address. And on this form, the old address was still on the form, and they didn't do this. And then, they'll come up with all these rules that may have not have been there before. And it's like they do this to like candidates and, stuff, or that's the kind of stuff that they do. Like the whole Sharpiegate. I don't know if I don't buy necessarily Sharpiegate. I'm one way or the other. I don't know. I don't care because it's the fucking, it's the principle about it, what I mean, because these people are just corrupt pieces of shit, and they have been for forever, because there's always this kind of stuff. There's back in the South in the old days, they used to have to test to be able to vote. These really crazy weird brain scrambling, this racist. There was all sorts of racist shit. They would just do all sorts of weird stuff to not have people vote, or fuck with the actual election itself too, or whatever. It's a lot of different stuff they've done over the years. So something like Sharpiegate wouldn't surprise me. It's not my job to say whether or not it's right, or if it's real. There was stuff about the election machines, the Dominion election machines, and the state government says, we had all the right people, blah blah blah. Now, one thing I will agree with is that they should count all the votes. I don't care. They should count all of them. If there is fraud, then that should be definitely reported on and taken up on. Would I put it past the Democrats, the DNC, to try to rig the election this time, much like the Republicans are accused of? And actually 2004 there was a lot of stuff with the Republicans. I would not, honestly, put it past them. That's all my point is about that. This country, it's not it's like kind of nudging, it's like hedging your bets or nudging things a little bit. It's like, let's say I was trying to seduce a woman, and I just happened to this is I'm going to think about little pickup artists and stuff. I have these rolls of money. I don't know, this is kind of ridiculous. There's a $100 bill, but in between it's rolls. There's there's a $100 bill, but in between those are all ones, but it looks like it's a $100 bill roll of money. And I bring it out because I have this money. It's just to impress a woman. It's it's not rape, it's not sexual assault if I get laid because of something like that, or some kind of tactic or technique that I lie about my profession, or I do some kind of hypnotic thing, something, I fuck with their head a little bit or something. It's not assault, but it's the ethics of it. I'm talking about the really bad shit. I believe in I believe in approaching women and trying to get laid and stuff, and some of the pickup artist stuff is bad, and a lot of it's bad. A lot of it's great. A lot of it's good, like improving yourself to be more attractive. Why am I on this? Okay. So what I'm trying to say is the ethics of doing something like lying or cheating your way into a woman's pants or love or whatever is pretty dubious, right? So it's a metaphor because elections are kind of the same way. It's not like this election fraud that they're accusing people of is like all across the board. It's like Saddam Hussein wins 99% of the vote, or fucking Vladimir Putin or whoever, like it's like they kill their political enemies. It's these little things in these little situations where they nudge things forward in order to get this result, And one of the things about Trump is that he was such he thought of these details with the electoral. I don't know who, maybe it was Bannon or someone else. They thought these details through where they would nudge these things as far as the electoral college goes, so they can win against Hillary. That wasn't unethical though. It was just the way that shit works. So necessarily, So disenfranchisement and fraud are happening. They probably are happening in some of these regions. It's not across the board. It's not some kind of macro conspiracy, but it definitely helped. If the difference is, especially with a close election, if the difference is 2,000 votes, they're going to try to say, well, one side is going to say, oh, those votes don't, there was some irregularities on the ballots, or they're going to say something like that, or the opposite direction, or oh, count those votes, So both sides are going to accuse each other of election fraud. I said that on Facebook a week ago, or a little less than a week ago, before the election though. They're going to try to say one side is cheating and the other side isn't, and all this stuff. It's going to fucking clusterfuck mess till whoever gets elected, whatever fucking old person they want to get elected, whether it be Trump or fucking Biden. That's just the way it goes. So personally, I'm so sick of the mainstream media and the establishment that I'm ready to just fold my deck, or whatever the term is, put my deck away. I'm sorry. And just like I'm folding my hands and just saying, well, I hope Biden wins, because I'm so sick of hearing about all this shit. As long as he's impeded from his craziest fucking nightmare scenarios that people think he's going to do, like the lockdowns and stuff, then I'm fine with it, because, this shit will dissipate, like I said, all this crazy shit, hopefully. So, I don't know. But if Trump wins, then, if there was election fraud, Trump should be president, if there was, period. If there was anything like that kind of malfeasance going on, that's unacceptable. Just this is a note. So, and if there was any malfeasance the other way, there should be, more, or there should be, Biden should win too in the same breath. So, I don't like what's going on. I don't like this shit. I don't like this fucking driving again. I don't like what's going on. I don't like all this bullshit. It's just so fucking ridiculous. And we need a new way. Just like Dave Mustaine said 35 years ago, almost 35 years ago. We need a new way. I'll be the first in line. It better work this time.